Now to Capitol Hill, where a Senate committee has advanced the nomination of Tulsi Gabbard to be the next Director of National Intelligence. A live look at the Capitol Dome for you. Lawmakers voted along party lines last night. The final vote in the Senate is expected this week. Gabbard is one of President Trump's more controversial picks, with some senators expressing concerns over her 2017 meeting with Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad and her past comments on the war in Ukraine. CBS News congressional reporter Taurean Small is following all of this for us from Capitol Hill. Joins us now, as you see on your screens. Taurean, does Gabbard face any additional hurdles in getting confirmed?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, especially considering we know from former on-the-fence Republicans like Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, she's lending her support behind Gabbard. This comes after Susan Collins, another, I would say, not so friendly to Trump Republican on the Hill, said that she's also supporting him. But who we were watching initially when her name came up for a committee vote was Senator Todd Young of Indiana. Just reports about reservations around Gabbard forced many in the Trump orbit to start this intense pressure campaign against Young. He ultimately had a discussion with Elon Musk that gave him some assurances. He also talked to some members from the White House, and he said that he would be voting her out of committee. The countdown is on now. Around 5:30 yesterday, Republicans voted to start the procedure to get that final vote for her on the floor. We're about 16 hours away from when that'll happen, so she could be confirmed as soon as 11:30 tonight, Errol.
And one of the other more controversial cabinet picks for Trump is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He faces a confirmation vote this week also. What can we expect there?
Yeah, he's also looking at a similar timeline of events. After Gabbard's name is voted out of the Senate floor, then another 30 hours starts for RFK Jr. But again, it doesn't look like he's going to face much pushback from Republicans. The primary Republican on the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, who said that he gave pause, some of his testimony gave him pause, ultimately decided that after having conversations with J.D. Vance, after having many conversations with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he decided that he will be voting for him. We're still waiting to see what Lisa Murkowski, what Susan Collins have to say. But even if those two defect, even if Mitch McConnell joins them, there just aren't the magic number 4 Republicans needed to block his confirmation.
And Taurean, Speaker Mike Johnson is reportedly planning on proposing a brand new budget bill. What do we know about this and how it's likely to be received?
Well, he's looking at a March 14th deadline. That's when the government will shut down if they fail to pass a budget bill within that time span. It's also no longer the onus on Democrats to help out with these plans. Republicans are talking about this aggressive agenda that they're looking to push through the budget reconciliation process. That allows them, at least Senate Republicans, to bypass the filibuster rules in order to push through this legislation. The thing is here, and this is what I found pretty instructive about what Johnson is saying, Speaker Johnson is saying about this. He said that he had a conversation with Lindsey Graham a few days ago. And during that conversation, he said, whatever effort you guys are doing might be moot because he has to whip up 218 votes in his chamber, that very slim majority, in order to pass something. So he's asking Senate Republicans to follow their lead in the House before they decide to push through a competing bill. As we know, that's happening at the same time. So it looks like we could see a budget battle happen sooner than later here.
All right, we know you'll be across all of that. Taurean Small, thanks very much.